Hien lifted her head, eyes swollen red from crying, her voice trembling with grief. Mom, you are the owner of this house, you were planning to give it to me after Ted. But I was the one who drove you away, saying you weren't compatible with our age. I was wrong, I'm so blameworthy, oh dear. Thang was frozen, his eyes fixed on the land title deed, on his mother's handwritten note, and then on the diary his wife was clutching tightly to her chest. A heavy silence weighed upon his heart. All the pride, all the quarrels, and the busyness that once shielded their selfishness now shattered like a sandcastle against the tide. After a long while, Hien whispered, Honey, let's go back to the countryside to bring Mom home. Even if she won't forgive me, I must kneel and beg her forgiveness at least once. Thang nodded, his eyes reddened. Outside, the spring sunlight still spread golden across the tiled roofs, but its warmth could not reach the two broken hearts inside the three-story house full of material wealth yet lacking the fire of love. On the morning of the first day of the Lunar New Year, at 8:30, when they opened the box their mother had left behind, neither Thang nor Hien could keep calm. The torment of regret tore at their hearts, leaving them indifferent to New Year's greetings or fine clothes. They hastily stuffed a few outfits into a bag, locked the door, and caught a bus back to their hometown Don Tung commune, nearly 70 kilometers from Hanoi. The bus sped along the highway, but their minds were in turmoil. Hien sat in the front seat, clutching a cloth bag holding her mother's diary, the land deed, and the handwritten letter. With every bump of the road, the diary pressed against her chest, stinging like a painful reminder. Honey, do you think Mom is so angry that she turned off her phone? Since last night, all we get is out of service area. I'm afraid she might do something reckless. Her words made Thang choke up, his heart pounding violently. In nearly 40 years of being a son, he had never felt so small. Around 11 a.m., the bus reached the village entrance. The festive atmosphere of Tet in the countryside was so different from the city. Red flags fluttering, loudspeakers broadcasting spring songs, children running and laughing, the scent of bon chung and braised pork drifting through the air. Yet at the end of the lane, the old three-room tiled house of Mrs. Bitch was dark and silent, the yard littered with fallen leaves. The rusty iron gate was tied with a thin rope, the wooden door locked from outside. Thang hurried forward, calling loudly, Mom, I'm home. No answer. Hien stood behind him, her eyes anxious. Could it be Mom isn't home? Thang searched for the spare key hidden in the mailbox and opened the gate. But the main door was locked from inside. He knocked hard. Mom, are you in there? Still silence. Guessing she might have gone to the pagoda for the New Year or visited Aunt Nok, they ran over. Aunt Nok, their elderly neighbor in her 60s, looked surprised. Oh, Thang, you're home to spend Tet with your mother? Why didn't you tell her first? Thang quickly asked. Have you seen her, Auntie? The house is locked outside. We called but no one answered. Aunt Nok frowned. Strange. I saw her at the market in the afternoon on New Year's Eve, buying vegetables. That night, the lights were still on. But by the morning of the first day, the house was quiet, still locked. I thought she had gone to her children's homes for Tet. Her phone hasn't worked either. Hien gripped her husband's hand tightly, her heart restless. They rushed back. For the first time in his life, Thang climbed over the back wall, unlocked the kitchen door, and entered. The house was cold and damp. On the dining table, the bowls and chopsticks were washed and neatly placed. On the altar, the tray of fruits had already begun to wither, incense sticks remained unlit. Mom, where are you? Thang called through every room. No reply. All the bedrooms, the attic, the granary, empty. Her blood pressure medicine still lay on the table, unused. Thang's heart froze. Panicked, they ran everywhere asking for news. Neighbors, shops, the bus station, all shook their heads. Only a boy selling drinks recalled. I saw an old lady sitting on the bench near the bus station on New Year's Eve. She wore a wool hat, a gray coat. Then someone picked her up on a motorbike, but the bike had no license plate, I couldn't tell who. Hien turned pale, her trembling hand gripping her husband's arm. Honey, what if something bad has happened? Thang held her tightly, his voice breaking. No, it can't be. Mother had always been strong-willed, but in this situation, Thang had no choice but to report her missing to the police. On New Year's Eve, at the commune office, the officer on duty was a middle-aged man with glasses who carefully noted down every detail. How old is she? Does she have any underlying health conditions? When was the last time the family saw her? He asked. My mother is 73 years old, she has high blood pressure. The last time was in the afternoon of the 30th, when she went home alone, Thang replied. The officer frowned, then reassured him, we'll coordinate the search. It's also possible she just wandered off somewhere. Please don't worry too much. Thang nodded, but an ominous feeling weighed heavier in his chest. By 10 p.m., he and his wife sat in silence in the dark house, lit only by a flickering oil lamp. Hien whispered through her sobs, if only I could hear her scold me just once more. Thang held his wife's shoulders, his eyes red. Both prayed only for their mother's safety and forgiveness. At dawn on the second day of the Lunar New Year, the village lay in darkness. Hien curled up on her mother's old bed, eyes wide open. Every time she closed them, the image of the little box, the diary, and her mother's quiet face from that New Year's Eve reappeared. Thang sat by the altar, staring at the trembling flame of the oil lamp, his heart burning with worry. They had searched every relative's house, the bus station, temples, even old neighbors' homes, but no one had seen her. The phone lay still on the table, no calls coming in. Hien whispered, maybe tomorrow we should ask the commune loudspeaker to announce a missing person. Thang nodded. Suddenly, beep beep beep, the phone vibrated. An unfamiliar number from the province flashed on the screen at nearly 2 a.m. Thang answered with trembling hands. Hello? A hoarse voice came through. Are you the son of Mrs. Nguyen T. Bitch? Yes, I am. Do you have news about my mother? Thang leapt to his feet. I'm the duty doctor at Yen Track Commune Health Station. An elderly woman was brought in close to midnight. She had no papers, but in her bag we found an old family photo. It looks exactly like the one you posted this morning in the missing person notice. Hearing that, Hien burst into tears. It's mother, it must be her, right? Thang's voice shook. My mother is about 1.5 meters tall, with silver hair, a slightly stooped back, a small birthmark on her right hand, wearing a gray wool coat and a moss-green knit hat. That's her. She kept drifting in and out, calling the name, Thang, over and over, the doctor said gently. The couple could barely hold back their tears. Please keep her safe, we're coming right away, Thang pleaded. The doctor told them the station was near Din Village Bridge, more than 20 kilometers away. The night drizzle made the dirt roads slippery, but they didn't hesitate. At 2:10 a.m., Thang rode off with his wife clinging tightly behind him, the motorbike's faint headlight cutting through the dark, cold wind. Hien held onto her husband, whispering prayers. Mother, please don't leave us. When they arrived, a nurse opened the door and led them to room 2. On the bed lay Mrs. Bitch, frail and weak, breathing shallowly, eyes closed. Beside her was an old bag with a faded photograph. The doctor spoke softly. She's exhausted, but stable. We're giving her fluids. Thankfully, she was brought here in time. Thang grasped his mother's cold, thin hand, his voice trembling. Mother, it's me, your Thang. She slowly opened her eyes, confusion giving way to recognition as she saw her son and daughter-in-law. She whispered weakly, I thought I'd never see you again. Hien collapsed in tears, burying her face into the blanket. I was wrong, please forgive me, mother. Mrs. Bitch gently stroked her daughter-in-law's hair. I'm still alive just to hear the words, mother, once more. Thang held her hand tightly, tears streaming down his face. After checking her condition, the doctor said if there were no complications, she could be discharged the next morning. Hien carefully tucked her in, made warm water, and tended to her with all the devotion of a daughter seeking to make amends.